In this video I'm going to look at how to download CasaXPS and prepare CasaXPS for working on a Windows PC. The download options are now twofold. You can either use a download from casa-software.com. This is a secure website so that you will not get any of the awkward questions that arrive if you are using CasaXPS.com, which is secure, but it doesn't have the encryption that is necessary to get this security tag. And because the security is absent, it may ask you whether you want to keep the downloaded zip file or not, so you have to answer further questions. These questions are not asked if you use the casa-software.com website. When you have obtained the zip file, it needs to be placed in the Documents folder of your PC, and the reason for that is that CasaXPS needs read-write access to configuration files to work as expected. So place in the Documents directory and then unzip, and you unzip by right-clicking over the zip file and using the Extract All option. It will create the directory, the folder, that is then populated by the executable and all of these directories that contain configuration files and library files. The next thing is to enable CasaXPS for the PC. Your PC will know that CasaXPS exe file has come from a different PC, and therefore will try to protect your PC. And to enable Casa, you will need to right click, select the Properties menu option. That will produce a dialog window, and you should see then that the security indicates the file came from a different computer, but you can unblock. So tick the unblock and press OK. An alternative is to double click on the executable, and then Windows will throw up a dialog window, this blue dialog window with an option that says More Info, and if you select More Info you will get the information that this is the application CasaXPS, unknown publisher, meaning it did not come down from the normal route for executables from the Microsoft Store, as they would call it. And once you've selected More Info, you should see Run Anyway. If you press Run Anyway, that will also enable Casa, and then Casa will come up. One final test is to press the Open option on Casa. A dialog window should come up. If the dialog window doesn't come up, it's because your PC does not have the right DLLs for this version of CasaXPS. However, if you download the 64-bit version of CasaXPS, this dialog window will always come up. What happens if you try to run the 32-bit version of Casa is that some PCs will not have the correct DLLs for the 32-bit processor, and therefore the dialog window does not come up. So first of all, test whether the Open works, and if it does, then you've got the right version of Casa. Then we must make sure that when we try to start Casa, it's via an icon that is a shortcut and not the executable itself. The executable must remain in the directory that contains all the configuration files, so we must create a shortcut. Right click on the executable. If you do not see the Create Shortcut on your menu, then there's an option that says Show More Options, and you will then see Create Shortcut. So you then create a shortcut. It'll appear in the same directory. Drag the shortcut onto the desktop. Now we'll have a look at the different options in terms of toolbars that are available in this version of CasaXPS. The traditional small icon toolbars will be the default. If you have not run Casa before, it will come up as a set of small icons, but on high resolution monitors you might prefer larger icons for the toolbars, and these all can be enabled and disabled from the View menu in CasaXPS. Once you have Casa running, you can then license your version of CasaXPS. If you already are adding Casa to a PC that is already licensed for CasaXPS, there's no need to do this part of the operation. This is only for new PCs with no license. There'll be an end user license agreement, and at the top of that end user license agreement you'll find license information as a username and a license string, and if you enter them exactly as you see on the PDF, then press the update license button. You will then update the license and the username will appear at the top of CasaXPS. If it does not produce a licensed version of CasaXPS, it will say demo only. If you do not have an end user license agreement, then there are many universities that have site academic licenses, and any current student or employee of these universities are eligible to receive the license information for the site license. So if you are in this list, you can apply for the license, and then that license will allow you to run a fully licensed version of CasaXPS.